Hi students, it's me again, Kumu Page. I want to finish up our Pohinahina project from yesterday. I have the Pohinahina leaves and I have Pohinahina stems. Look at that, the stems went really dark, so that could make it looks like it's going to be a really pretty brown. So I'm going to, first we're going to pour these out and we're going to see if the water has any color, and then I'm going to cook it. I'm going to put it on the pot, okay? Okay, let's see what this, oh, it's got a light green color to it. Can you see that? Kind of light green. Let's see if we can get it to go a little bit darker. And I'm gonna, it smells good. Okay. So I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to put it on high. I'm going to bring it up to almost a boil, and then I'm going to let it simmer for a little bit and see what happens. Okay, and then next we have this guy. These are the stems. So let's strain that. Okay, so here's our Pohinahina stems. Let's see what color that is. Ooh, it's a pretty tan. So what's exciting is that we just got color, but I get this same color from a lot of material, and I call it cardboard. Because sometimes when you dye beautiful light colored kapa, it just comes out looking like cardboard. So we'll have to do a test with this color. So I'm going to save some of this, but I'm going to see what happens if we cook these. So let's do that. Okay, I'm going to take some of the stem water, like that, do the rest of the stems. More water on that. And we're going to put this on the stove also. The Pohinahina is already. Woo! There's water on the stove. Okay, hi guys, I'm back. The Pohinahina and the Pohinahina leaves and the Pohinahina stems have been simmering now for a little while. Let's see if we've got any good color. Okay, so I'm just gonna take a little scoop out of each one and let's see what we get. Okay, here's the Pohinahina. So it's looking pretty green. I would say that that's happening. Got a nice yellow green. And the other thing about all of these natural dyes is that they are reactive. So you might get a color, but it's really more about the chemistry of the color. Ooh, that's a nice dark. Oh, look at that. It's a nice dark brown. Let's compare that to the one we did with no heat. This one looks a lot lighter. This one looks a lot darker. Maybe this is cardboard color. Maybe it's not. We won't know until we do a test. That means a test with a swatch of fabric, or ideally kappa, because we're using it to dye kappa, but you can use whatever you have at home. But I think I'm gonna let this Pohinahina go a little bit longer. In the meantime, with these little samples, let's go ahead and see what it looks like, at least on a paper towel. Here's the Pohinahina. Doesn't really look like much, just barely showing some color, but it is showing a little bit of color. And then let's do these are the stems. So the stems were more woody. That's a nice color. Very light though. Here's the leaf. And here's the stem. So we got something going. That's pretty cool. So why do you think the stem has a darker color, a different color than the leaf? That's a good question to ask. So we'll see. The color can develop over time in the stove or even in its container. It might get darker. It might be darker if I leave it uncovered and let some of the water evaporate and it condenses the color. It might develop more color if I cover it, and that way it keeps all of the material in the bottle. So there's so many different techniques that you can practice, and best practices are you taking notes the whole time. So, you know, you want to write down how many leaves did I put in the pot, how long did I soak it. You know, if you want to go further, you can weigh your material, and then you'll really have some very specific data that you can start collecting. It's up to you how you want to process it. You know, you can see that there's so many different ways to work with all of this material, and it's just really up to you to figure out what you want to do. Okay, so that's Pohinahina leaves and stems for today. Aloha.